is personal growth? We all want to grow. We all want to develop ourselves. We all want to be the best version of ourselves. But have you ever asked ourselves, what does it mean to grow or to learn? So before I talk to you about my favorite topic, which is about personal growth, I will ask you to imagine that you're sitting on top of a mountain, and from the mountain you can see the city down below. And as you're seeing the city down below, you can see the expressways, you can see the crisscrossing roads, you can see the housing colonies, you can see the factories, you can see the shopping establishment, you can see the whole blueprint of the city. Now imagine that this city is nothing but your mind, and these crisscrossing bylanes are nothing but patterns of your mind. Now there would be one pattern of your mind which is to do with your ambitiousness, your desire to achieve something. There's another pattern of your mind which is to do with personal relationships. There's another pattern of your mind which is to do with creativity. So these are like this whole city is made up of different colonies and different roads and expressway. Now quite often what happens is that our mind, that whatever these pockets that we have in our mind, they are not in sync with each other. Quite often one part of us wants something, another part of us wants something else, and we are constantly torn apart, we are constantly conflicted. If I were to give you an example from my life, like let's say one example is, once upon a time I used to be a chartered accountant, and I used to be a miserable chartered accountant because I'm not good with numbers. I didn't find them interesting. What I really found interesting was philosophy, spirituality, psychology, personal growth. So while I was being an accountant, which was giving me a livelihood, I wanted to do something else. Now there's conflict. Now, how do I resolve this conflict? There could be another conflict in your mind, which could be about, should I be loyal to my parents, what my parents want me to do, or should I do my own thing? That's another conflict. So we are constantly we have to constantly face these conflicts in our life. And we can't run away, we can't shy away from these conflicts. And as we face these conflicts, what happens is, slowly and gradually, all these different parts of our mind, we begin to integrate. And the word that I'll use is self-integration. So having undertaken such a long journey, now I teach yoga philosophy, I talk about counseling, and essentially what I'm doing right now, if you really ask me, is I'm just being myself. I'm not playing any of these roles. Of course, you can say I'm an author, I'm a yoga teacher, or I'm a counselor, but I'm just being myself. And that to me is a significant part of personal growth, where you integrate yourself in a manner that you become completely authentic to who you are. And when that self-integration happens, you experience peace of mind as compared to pieces of mind. And nobody wants pieces of mind. We all want peace of mind. And when we self-integrate, three things I have noticed happen. The first is we become completely authentic. The second is we start expressing our authenticity in the world. And the third is we experience harmony. Not only harmony in terms of our relationship with other people, but also harmony in terms of our own inner self, in terms of our own blueprint of our mind. It's all in harmony. There is order inside. So self-growth or personal growth is not an outcome of attending a workshop, or it's not an overnight thing. It's a lifelong journey. You overcome one conflict, and then after some time life will present to you another conflict. But what I have seen, a good attitude towards that you should have, is that don't treat conflict as something which is really bad for you or miserable for you or creating suffering. See it as an opportunity to grow. The second thing is, you use conflict as a way to introspect and see and ask yourself, what do I truly want? What do I truly stand for over here? And quite often our fears and insecurities come in the way of truly showing up for who we are, what our values are. And the third thing is, in spite of our fears, take one step in the direction of who you truly are, who your true authentic self is. And slowly you will see all these conflicted pieces of you in your mind, they all come together and you become one on integrated whole. And then once you experience that wholeness, that integration, that authenticity, you will experience a different life, and you will experience how people experience you will be extremely different. The energy you demonstrate or the vibe you give out will be very different. So that's it for now. I wish you all the best in your personal growth journey. Namaste. Thank you.